One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone. In recent decades, Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, we paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4.
Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News, a recap of major stories within the week. I am Francis Edit, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakoran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari approves deployment of technology to fight insecurity in the southeast. INEC warns that underage voters and parents will be arrested for electoral fraud. Plus, 1,000 pay respect for his former Pope Benedict XVI lies in stated Vatican City. We'll begin the weekend recap news with Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, who has approved the deployment of advanced technology to tackle insecurity in the southeast. The Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, revealed this to State House correspondents after meeting the President at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Governor Uzodinma said he was at the State House to see Buhari to appeal to him to approve the tech deployment to enable the area to deal effectively with the menace. According to him, with the President's approval, advanced surveillance equipment will soon be delivered. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria will consider a request by the Burundian government to provide energy, especially in the form of fuel. The President's assurance was conveyed in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. According to the statement, Buhari made the promise when he received the Minister of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning of Burundi, Odance Niyonzima, at the State House, Abuja. President Buhari assured Niyonzima that Nigeria will support the Republic of Burundi in diverse necessary ways in the spirit of African solidarity and brotherliness. Earlier the meeting, while delivering his country's message to the Nigerian leader, a special envoy of President Evariste Ndayishimiye wished the night. Away from that, President Buhari has signed the 21.8 trillion naira budget for 2023 into law. The President said the signing will prevent delays in the 2023 budget implementation. He further urged the National Assembly to reconsider the decision on his administration's loan request. President Buhari has also tasked ministries, departments, agencies, and institutions of government to gear up the revenue generation process as his administration draws to a close. He also stated that the budget will accelerate the implementation of critical measures aimed at improving the Nigerian business environment while ensuring the welfare of the people. Meanwhile, President Buhari says Nigeria will have to pay 1.8 trillion naira extra interest this year if Parliament rejects a loan-to-bond swap request on the central bank's overdraft to the government. The President made the comments in his budget speech to Parliament after signing the 2023 budget into law. Recall that in December, the Senate had delayed a decision on the President's request to convert $53 billion worth of central bank overdraft to the government into 40-year bonds after some lawmakers questioned the plan. President Buhari said the government currently pays a 3% margin above the central bank's lending rate of 16.5%, but his administration has negotiated a rate of 9% for the bonds. To securities, the federal government's outstanding ways and means of balancing at the Central Bank of Nigeria. Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who confirmed these, however, said the legislature will only do so based on adequate information available to its committees concerned. He said the lawmakers will insist on getting the right documents before passing the Ways and Means bill. Lawan stated these after President Buhari signed into law the 2023 budget of 21.83 trillion naira, along with the 2022 supplementary appropriation bill. Still in the legislature, the National Assembly will reconsider ongoing tax waivers and concessions to avert the eligibility of the beneficiaries. He said the move will widen the federal government's revenue streams to President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law a 2023 budget of 21.8 trillion naira, along with the 2022 supplementary appropriation bill. Our next stop is the judiciary, where the Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt has set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court sacking 14 House of Assembly candidates of the New Nigeria People's Party in Rivers State. Recall that Justice Turaki Mohammed of Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, had sacked the NNPC House of Assembly candidates in a suit filed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP), which alleged that the NNPP candidates did not comply with the Electoral Act in the conduct of their primaries. But the three-man panel of appeal in a unanimous judgment held that the PDP has no locus standi to challenge another political party on the issue of party primaries. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to enlist the 14 House of Assembly candidates of the NNPP. Meanwhile, counsel to the NNPP, Lawson Igwe, who is also a House of Assembly candidate for Emoha constituency in the state, said the judgment is a sign of victory for his party and a failure for the ruling party in the state. Meanwhile, Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee (LPPC) has opened applications for the 2023 award of the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria (SAN) with a 1 million naira fee. Fellows said the application began on January 1st and closes on March 31st, 2023. The notice stated that the invitation was in accordance with Section 5, Subsection 2 of the Legal Practitioners Act 2004 and Regulation 10, 1 and 4 of the Guidelines for the Conferment of the Rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria 2022. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has again cautioned Nigerians against a purported portal for the recruitment of ad hoc staff for the 2023 general election. The Commission stated these in a short message by the Chief Press Secretary to INEC Chairman Rotimi Onyekami in Abuja. Onyekami said the portal was fake as the Commission was no longer recruiting for the election, as its official website for the recruitment had been shut down. Still on electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) said parents of the ineligible voters will also be arrested for aiding and abetting electoral fraud. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of Information and Voter Education Committee Festus Okoye sounded the warning while featuring in a press conference with newsmen. Meanwhile, Africa is poised to do things differently, with key notable dates in 2023 earmarked to usher in new government in 24 countries of the continent. According to the Electoral Institution for Sustainable Democracy in Africa, countries like Nigeria, Gabon, Liberia, Libya, Madagascar, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, Somaliland, Sudan, and Zimbabwe will be conducting their presidential elections this year. Other countries, which include the Central African Republic, Comoros, Cote d'Ivoire, Djibouti, Egypt, Ghana, Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Togo, and Switzerland, will be getting ready for regional, district, and local elections, with Nigeria being one of the world's focus, the independent for February 23rd. In the meantime, with a countdown to the February presidential election stated, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, visited the national headquarters of the National Youth Service Corps with a declaration that they were set. Reports say he was accompanied by senior members of the commission, national commissioners, and directors. According to him, Nigeria cannot conduct any successful election without the active participation of corps members as ad hoc staff. Meanwhile, the NYSC Acting Director General Christy Uba demanded the review of the allowances of corps members. Meanwhile, the governors of 28 states who are leaving office on May 29th or running for re-election have piled up about 5.8 trillion naira sub-national debts amid an economic crunch. The debt figures were based on an analysis of the sub-national debts and reports by the Debt Management Office. The sub-national debts have been classified into domestic borrowings from local creditors and external borrowings from foreign or international creditors, like the World Bank. The domestic and external debts published on the DMO's website were as of September 30th and June 30th, 2022, respectively. According to the report, subnational domestic debts were about 4.38 trillion naira, while their external debts were about 3.15 billion naira, based on the exchange rate of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, of 449.53 naira to a dollar. In politics, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has commended the party supporters and the people of Oyo State for their support for its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and all other candidates of the party contesting for elective offices in the 2023 general elections. The party specifically commended what it called the tenacity of its members and supporters in Oyo State for expressing their support for the secretary of the party, Debo Ologunagba, in Abuja.
Members of PDP in the state and beyond are embarking on a march in support of the presidential aspiration of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, our presidential candidate, and by the grace of God, the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Members of PDP in the state and beyond are embarking on a march in support of the presidential aspiration of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, our presidential candidate, and by the grace of God, the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Elsewhere, People's Democratic Party candidate for Pangana constituency in Plateau State House of Assembly, Matthew Akawu, is dead. It was learned that Akawu died in a hospital after a brief illness. The family sources who confirmed the development told newsmen in Jos that the former school principal died a few hours after returning from a traditional festival in East Bassar local government area of the state. In a separate development, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has urged Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to stop awarding projects to political and portfolio contractors. He said jobs should be given to competent contractors to deliver quality projects, adding that the agency should embark on the construction of highways and bridges to link states in the region, with corridors to ease interstate movement and promote socio-economic integration in the region. The governor urged the board to adopt a regional development approach that would holistically develop the region. And back here, Governor Dom Emmanuel has given an assurance while addressing party faithfuls at a gubernatorial rally in Ikorobasi. He told the people of the area that he has extracted commitment from the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, that the company would be revived if elected as the president of Nigeria. The governor noted that all funding requirements for the ammonia and fertilizer plant in the area have been provided by the state